growing strong. You got the feel already, all right. Was in the spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along?
Welcome to our Community Access. I'm Alison Miller, and today I'm here at the American Legion Post 108 off of Drainer Road. Today, the American Legion is having a very special event. They're holding their first ever outdoor fundraiser called Rock and Roll Through the Ages. It features 6 different performers. So let's go ahead and talk to a few event organizers and performers to see what this event is all about and learn about the funds that they're trying to raise for veterans in the area and their families.
Time for little hands. Touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. All right, everybody.
Can you talk a little bit about how you got to this place? And
Got to here?
Yeah.
Well, originally I started out in Chief Pontiac, and I decided to transfer over here because of all the things that they do in the community. Not that the other unit doesn't do that, but it was just I clicked more with the auxiliary members here and watched them in the community and how they relate to the veterans and their passion. So because I was a district president, and I came and I did a unit meeting with them, and I got to know the unit and the auxiliary members. Pat Bliss, God rest her soul, I got to know her, and I said I want to be here and help here. So
that's amazing, finding a community like this.
yes, the community here is outstanding. They help each other, and that's it warmed my heart. Watching the community, the way they interact with each other and they help each other. I absolutely love it.
Can you talk a little bit about kind of the work that you do here, that you spearhead? What does that look like?
Well, actually, it's not just me. It's the whole unit, all our members that are here active, even our card-carrying members. If they're a card-carrying member, it still counts in Washington, D.C., so that we fight for our veterans and our veterans' rights. So we take care of our veterans here, especially the ones that, are members here and in the community of Oxford. If a veteran needs help, we're here to help them, whether it's financially, emotionally, whatever that veteran needs. And specifically this year, the auxiliary nationwide and the American Legion nationwide is concentrating on veteran suicide. 988, our Darren here was originally the one that got 988 implemented here. So that's what basically the auxiliary does. We help our veterans in our communities. So.
Yeah. And it's important work that you're doing.
Very important work. I'll tell you, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here speaking on this today.
Right. So, right, absolutely.
They give us the freedom of speech.
Yeah, that's great. And the event here today, Rock and Roll Through the Ages, can you talk a little bit about the kind of effort that went into that? And I bet it was a lot. You have six artists coming out?
Absolutely. We've got from Elvis Presley impersonator, we have Motown, we have Tom Petty, we have, I got to think now, we've got Stevie Nicks. Okay, it's Rock and Roll Through the Ages. So we're starting in the, Elvis era and going through Motown and going through the 60s, 70s, 80s, all the way to present day. So, and it's here we're fundraising to help our programs that we do in the American Legion Auxiliary and the Legion. So.
Got it. And then what kind of like a draw are you hoping to bring out? Community members, like veterans?
Exactly. Oh yeah, especially veterans, because we're definitely going to do a tribute at the end. The entertainers are going to do a tribute to our veterans and bring them up on stage. So
sweet.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
Yeah. And
wow.
Hopefully the community will see and they'll come out and they'll know that we are out here actually fundraising for our veterans in our community here.
Yeah. And is this the first time that you've ever tried to do an event like this?
For outside, yes. Now inside we've had a couple events and they have gone over. We actually were very proud of how it turned out. It was a complete success. So that's what we're hoping for today, is a complete success.
That's great. Well, here's hoping that you'll be able to run the event in the future too, right?
Exactly. Oh, this is not the last. Yeah. This is like the third of our impersonators, basically. And we're thinking maybe next year, in the summer getting local bands
Oh.
and having one in the parking lot out here and have the tent and have raise funds for our local veterans.
Nice, nice. And I know we have draw for local bands through Concerts in the Park in Oxford, and so hopefully you'll be able to get more and more people, more and more attention on events like this.
Exactly. And I must also say it's veterans and their families.
Yes.
So I apologize. I didn't mean to forget the families, because we definitely help our families that need help with the veterans too. So.
Yeah, that's great. It's great work that you're doing out here. And do you have any events planned in the future for this summer? Do you know off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I'm kind of concentrating on today because it's definitely
It's a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. It's a big deal today. So absolutely, we do our Vietnam Veterans Day. We definitely do it here. We also do Veterans Day here, 9/11. You know, we do tributes. Then we also have the POW MIA Day, where we explain what the POW MIA table is all about. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me today. I really appreciate it.
For coming out and come on out and enjoy.
Yeah, of course.
Do you believe that there was much more? Look at the night, and it don't seem so long. You build it up with a 1 2.
We're out here with Donna, who is an attendee at the event today. Donna, can you tell us a little bit about why you're out here today?
Well, actually, this is a fundraiser for the Legion, and we like to support our local vets. We like to support our Legion, and I have heard about half of these entertainers that are going to be here today, and they are absolutely wonderful. You don't really want to miss this. It is well worth it.
Absolutely. Who are you most excited to see?
All of them. We kind of got a personal relationship with Donnie Rod.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we see him at quite a few of the events. In fact, we're actually going to be seeing him this coming Sunday as well.
Don't worry, Fred, I'm gonna lose. Good times together, so good, so good, so good, so good.
We're out here with Donnie Rod, who is a Rod Stewart tribute artist. Can you talk a little bit about your work and what you do?
Well, sure. Anyway, I started doing this Rod Stewart tribute, and we're doing a fundraiser here today about 11, 12 years ago, and I just thought it was a great idea to be in this actual fundraiser because it's fundraising the veterans. So we're all excited about doing this today, and just love what I do.
Right, yeah. What are some of your favorite songs to perform?
Oh my goodness! Not only favorite songs, but a few things that comes about when they always got to have Maggie May. They always got to have Forever Young, and Hot Legs and Do You Think I'm Sexy. I think that's about the 4 top ones that they like to hear all the time.
What do you think is your favorite part, or what are you most looking forward to performing here today?
Well, crowd reaction and a good crowd too. And it's just as long as people come out and enjoy the afternoon, I'm all for it.
Right. Have fun for a great cause. Well,
Yeah,
thank you
for
so
sure.
much.
You're very welcome. Take care.
Just think, what if we didn't have local TV and radio? Where would I go for local sports, local politics, a mayor, city council, stuff that affects me every day? How about health? Who's covering things that endanger my family? I need to know now, as it happens, from sources I trust, people in my community. No agenda, no bias like you find on cable and social media. Just facts. For news I can trust, I stay local. Support your local station. Text TV to 52886 today.
Welcome to Oxford Community Television. We are proud that our 4 communities continue to choose local programming, local news, sports, community issues, familiar faces, celebrations, and commitment to each other. Welcome to Oxford Community Television.
I'm here in the NODA garage with North Oakland Transportation Authority Executive Director Lynn Gromaski. Lynn, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. How are you, Allison?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for
Now,
having me.
of course, today we're going to talk a little bit about the North Oakland Transportation Authority's expansion and how that's going, about approximately a year from when that first happened, right?
Yes, it's been just a little over a year when the Oakland County Transit Millage passed November 22. So we've seen a lot of expansion.
Right, great. That's great. So for those who are unfamiliar, what are the types of services that NODA provides, and what is the impact that those services have on the community?
Sure. Yeah, NODA's been around since 2001, where we've are a door-to-door demand response transportation service. And we've always been servicing Orion, Oxford, and Addison, seniors, disabled, low-income residents. But now we've expanded, and we're now into Brandon, Independence, Springfield, and also the villages of Clarkston and Ortonville. So, but we will take all of the residents now through this millage, but our priority has always been and will be to transport the seniors, which are age 55 and up, persons with disability, low income, and veterans. And right now, our veterans are riding free because there's a grant. And while the grant dollars are still available, so if anyone knows if they are a veteran or if they know a veteran, please spread the word, because we're trying to use up the grant dollars, and so you can ride for free. We just need proof of your military ID or your discharge papers to use it. So, and as far as the impact that NODA's had over the years has been incredible, but with this expansion, it's been even more so. It's wonderful to be able to double our area, impact more people, and the real impact is giving people quality of life, giving them the ability to get to essential services like doctor's appointments, grocery shopping, dialysis, which is a life-saving appointment, but also things like community events or church. So I think it's just overall, it's been giving them an independence and access to service.
That's great. Now, you are providing so many services for so many people, so many different types of people. What does that look like from the perspective of the executive director?
Yeah, so I feel so honored to be the executive director of NODA. It's been by far my favorite job I've ever had. And I've had a lot of jobs, but this is my favorite. I think it's just, it's just working with an amazing group of people that we have. NODA's kind of known for having all of our employees having hearts for service, and it's really made an impact as far as how we've grown our company. We've gone from 42 to 114 employees over the course of the last 2 years. And just having people that care about the community, and that's really what makes NODA really special. And I feel like it's the most fulfilling job because you're surrounded by people. I think if you've got a group of people that are all have that goal in mind, and you're all striving to help the community, only good things can happen. As far as what I do day to day, it's managing the budget. It's overseeing if we need to expand our vehicles, work with staff to plan like our building renovations. We also do, I have to secure grant funding, and also just caring about what the rider needs are and making sure that those needs are met. But it's a balancing act between, I think, strategic planning and just day-to-day operations.
Got it. And you spoke a little bit about making sure that riders' needs are met. Now that we're coming up on the 1 year since the NODA expansion, September 2023 to now, how would you say that NODA has transformed to provide those services that people need in the community?
Right. We've had incredible growth. Just some statistics and some growing pains along the way, because when you grow that fast, you're definitely going to have growing pains. But we are very excited about the opportunity because prior to the millage, our Oakland County had a bunch of transit operators, and we all had so many borders. And so we could take people in these areas, and we all had limited borders. So what's really nice with the transit millage is that a lot of those borders are kind of coming down, and we're starting to work together, and we're getting people further. And so we're able to access, giving people a lot better access. since the millage, we've added 5 communities, like I talked about: Independence, Springfield, Brandon, and then the villages of Clarkston and Ortonville. We've added 31 routes Monday through Friday.
Wow.
Which, and we're now operating 46 routes plus 2 on-calls. So we've never had on-calls before. We're using our on-calls as if we need someone out there to, someone's forgotten or someone's running late, to help with those. But what we're finding is as soon as we put on a new route, it's full, so we have to add another one. It's just been a continuous growth. We're operating 10 routes right now, Saturday and Sunday. And we're operating Monday through Friday. We operate from 5:30 in the morning till 9 p.m. And then on the weekends, we're 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. So giving great service hours. Oakland County Transit has helped us purchase 33 new vehicles over the past 2 years.
Wow.
And we've extended our driving boundaries also. So now our west border goes all the way to the west side of Springfield Township and Groveland Township.
Okay.
And our south border is M59. And then as we go across to the east, it goes down to Square Lake Road.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go all the way over to the east side to M53, which is the Van Dyke Expressway, which actually goes a little bit into Macomb County.
I see.
Yeah, so those are our driving borders. And then internally we've grown too. Like I said, we've grown with our employee count up to 114 employees. Last summer we expanded our parking lot. So it was crumbling, so we actually had to tear the whole thing out. And we did an expansion, almost doubling our parking area and adding a fuel center in the back, which was really helpful for us. And now, since we've added a lot of the West Oakland communities, we're now keeping 10 of our vehicles parked at Clintonwood Park, so that it's easier for drivers that have a route primarily in Clarkston, Brandon, Independence, and Springfield. They just pick up their vehicles at that location, not having to come all the way here, which saves time and money, obviously, which is good. And we're also in the process of getting a new dispatch software.
Okay.
So we're currently, I don't know how dispatch is managing all 48 routes, because we used to have tablets, but our tablets are all down, so they're on paper. And so if any change has to go through, they have to manually call the driver, pull over, write it in, any add-on. It's been unbelievable. So we're hoping by November we will have our new system up and running.
Okay.
Eventually this county wants to have a county-wide system where all of the providers will be able to talk to each other. So Oakland County Transit has named 5 providers in the transit millage. It was NODA, which is in North Oakland, WODA, which is West Oakland. So they're like Highland, Waterford, White Lake type area. OPC, which is Rochester and Oakland Township. And then SMART, which is the general larger bus, right? They're the fixed route bus that you see more in the southeastern part of Oakland County through Pontiac all the way south. And then People's Express. And they're more on the southwest corner of Oakland County. But eventually the idea is to have us all in the same dispatch software so we can communicate and get people across Oakland County. That's our 10-year goal. It's a 10-year millage. It's going to take a long time, but we're coming along really well. And we also are doing a bid for new vehicle cameras. So that's something, our vehicle cameras that we have, the company went out of business, so we're doing an RFP to replace those, and because you really need vehicle cameras for safety for both the drivers and our riders, if an incident occurs, so you know what's happening. And then we actually have some really good news next year, because we've outgrown so much. We've kicked out, when we first came in, we had a small dispatch room with 3 dispatchers in there. We now have 13. So
wow.
we had to take over our driver break room area. And so they recently moved in there about a month ago. And so we're sitting in the garage, which is also our break room right now. So hopefully next year we'll be expanding, doubling our office space. So we'll have some proper office space. And we actually own this entire building here at 675 Glassby. It's a 20,000 square foot.
Wow.
We've only occupied 10,000 square feet. We moved in and we purchased it in 19 and moved in January of 2020, just before the pandemic.
Yeah.
But now we're looking, since our tenant's moving out at the end of this month, to take over the back half of our building and renovate it and possibly put a mechanics area and some bays back there, which would be a great use of space for us.
Oh, absolutely. And so that's a ton of expansion that you're doing internally and externally as well with the new routes. Have you seen any changes in ridership or in the types of people that are using NODA? What does that look like?
Yes, it's been an explosion. It really has. Like I was saying, every time we add a new route, it gets full and we just keep adding routes. It's hard to know when we're going to hit the top because we've been continually seeing an increase more than what we had anticipated, but it's exciting. So for 2023, we gave just under 50,000 rides. And to date, so far from January through July of 24, we've given like over 52,000 rides.
That's incredible.
And if you compare the January to July from 23 to 24, it's 106% increase just in 1 year. So, and we're seeing it continuous. So like in June, our rides were 7,900, and in July, it was over 9,000. So we've gone from, it's like 1,200 rides extra just in a month. So we're almost afraid to see what's going to happen because we've just started taking general population riders. We haven't really seen a big influx. I don't think the word is really out there. But I just want to give real clarity to know that we're accepting general population, but we always want to give priority to our seniors, disabled, low income, and veterans, because that's always going to be our primary focus. We're happy to utilize our resources to the most we can and try to get those general population riders in, but it has to come after only if we've got capacity with that. We're expecting about 100,000 rides this year, so that's a big increase as well. And what's interesting is our growth that we're seeing isn't just in our expansion areas. I kind of did a study because we've always been in Orion, Oxford, and Addison. We've seen a 74% growth in Orion, Oxford, and Addison over the last year. So it's not just the new communities. And yes, we're going into new communities, but it's nice to know that your tax dollars in Orion, Oxford, and Addison are being used to give you guys extra service here too. So I think people want to know that because NODA had a millage prior to the Oakland County millage, and people I don't think always thought it was necessary.
Right.
But we're definitely seeing the dollars at work with NODA.
Good.
So, and another thing I wanted to add is we're also adding some extra. So we have our core territories that we take, but all of the providers share rides. So if there's a rider, let's say from Oakland Township going to Oxford, we'll take care of that. Even though Oakland Township's not our primary area, we're sharing with OPC and WODA. And likewise, they'll do the same for us. If we have a rider going into their area, they'll take care of those rides. So we're learning to work together. It's been very positive.
Good, and collaboration's good for the community.
It
right?
really is. Yeah. It is. I think it's a win-win, and that's what's nice. I think the people are seeing that we're able to. We kind of have these soft borders, even though we have borders written. We're trying to get people further when we can, as available. And I think as we continue and maybe get into better software, I think we're going to see some changes in that as well, which I'm excited about.
Good. And so people are using NODA for medical appointments, to visit family, and for so many reasons. And you mentioned earlier that a lot of people might not know really what NODA does or why it's important. We're living in the Motor City. A lot of people use cars.
Yes.
Why is NODA and other public transport so important for Oakland County residents?
Right. Not everybody has availability to a personal vehicle. And even if they have their own vehicle, sometimes circumstances happen in their life where they can't use it. It could be their age, a disability, an accident, or it could be an income limitation. So I think that we are a bridge to that gap in transit, and I feel like we're an important part to build the community together. And I feel like it's just really positive that we're able to, us along with all the other providers, help bridge that gap in transit and work together to make, I think, the community better as a whole.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be super limiting for someone if they don't have access to be able to move around outside of a limited area. So
right, and it happens all the time. There's so many people. I always say you don't have to go to a third world country to see people in need. They're right here, and our drivers, when they start driving for us, they're almost transformed. It almost becomes a mission because they're really seeing the difference that they're making in people's lives, and I think they maybe didn't realize that people in our communities are really struggling in so many ways. And so it's wonderful to see what service that we're able to offer them and get them to give them their independence. So many everyone wants their independence, and to be able to get your own ride, to go to your own doctor's office, or get your groceries shopping, or get your dialysis done, which is life-saving, or go to church on Sunday, or having the community events, like, hey, if you need a social life as well. All very important things that build a community.
Build a community and higher quality of life in the end. right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And for those who are looking to take a ride with NODA, you know, after listening to all of this and realizing what you guys do, how can they find out more?
It's so easy to ride with NODA. It's a very simple application. You do have to register.
Okay.
Everyone just has to prove that they're a resident, so it's just some type of ID. But you can do it online. It's ridenoda.org, or it's an online application. It's just a one-page, very simple. And again, we'll take anyone. But if you are a senior, we'd have to prove age. It's 55 and up if you want to have a discount. So the way the fare works is it's $4 per ride if you're a general population. But for a discounted population, for seniors, persons with disability, veterans are free, but normally veterans and low income are all $2 a ride. So in order to qualify for that, if you are a senior, it's just age. If you have a disability, then it's just a matter of getting a professional verification form. It's on our website. You can print it off. You can do it online. It's very simple, just proving that you have some type of disability to not allow you to drive. Or if you have a veteran card, you can ride for free, like I said, if you have your discharge papers or ID. And then if you're low income, it's just a simple form that you verify that you are under the low income, and that's how you ride. Once you're registered, we just say call ahead. So right now, we're a calling system only. We're hoping with our new system, we may have some other options through apps, but right now we're just a call-in system. And we say to call within like 3 days, we suggest, just because we are busy and we fill up. And even with our 48 routes, we are filling up, especially at key times. So if you have an appointment, you can schedule up to a month in advance or further if you know about that. We just say call, get it in, and then we'll pick you up right at your door. And we do door to door. And if you need help with groceries, we'll help you with those groceries. We'll take them right to the door. We can't go through the door for legal reasons, but we'll help you. If you're in a wheelchair, we'll assist you with the lift. And our drivers are just amazing. They are. Dispatchers as well. They're just an incredible team. They're there to help and serve.
That's fantastic. Impacting so many lives with your work. Thank you so much for speaking with me today.
You're so welcome.
And is there any other note that you want to leave the community with?
Yeah, so one thing is that when you see the vehicles around, you'll see like an Oakland County Transit. It's a white decal that's just got put on our vehicles. It's relatively new. We've had some riders be confused on, what is this? Is this still NODA? And I said, yes, it's still NODA. It's just showing you that these are your tax dollars at work. So Oakland Transit are the ones that are funding our operation. And we are not levying our NODA millage. We chose to, even though it just got renewed, we chose to not levy it because we didn't want to double tax our taxpayers. And so it is the Oakland County Transit tax that are putting those vehicles on. So just be aware that that is there. And also if anyone knows of anyone that could benefit from NODA service, please reach out. We're here to help. We'll even do an application over the phone if you need help with that. We're happy to get you on there. And I just want to thank our amazing team, our supportive NODA board, Oakland County Transit, and of course our riders for making NODA an amazing place. So thank you to everybody. Thank you for having us too.
Oh my gosh, of course. Well, that's so sweet. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Of course, for Oxford Community Television, I'm Alison Miller.